I'm just restarting your reading because I had some technical difficulties, but what we've seen so far is that your person is thinking about you. They're keeping their eye on you, but they're feeling like now is not the time to reach out. Because they're feeling kind of down and out, like maybe they would not be successful right now. And I don't know if it's just about, if it's actual circumstances or it's just the way that they're feeling about themselves right now. It's just arbitrary to the fact that like they're kind of feeling like they are not in a good place, and because of, and they just feel down, and so they don't want to approach you when they're feeling like a piece of poop. You know, like they want to feel like they have some value. Also, you know, they could be dealing with something that they're trying to unbind themselves from, be it a person or a habit of some kind of addiction or something like that. So, universe. Also, we saw in the pre-shuffle that you could be dealing with a Leo. So, universe, can you tell me anything more about my Virgo's person, how they feel towards Virgo, and what are their next actions towards Virgo? So this is somebody who, again, strong Leo. This is someone who I feel almost like they are projecting failure and ending because it makes them feel better, almost. Like, it feels like the energy of somebody who's like, this is, you know, dealing with this situation is complicated. The feelings are complicated. And, you know, it's kind of like how when you don't hold yourself to a very high standard or you give up on a dream, the numbness that ensues and kind of like falling down to a lower level, it makes you feel soothed because you're not feeling pressure or failure, but it's not necessarily a good thing. You know, it's sometimes, you know, giving up is just, it makes you feel better, but it doesn't mean that you made the right choice. Just because something makes you feel better doesn't always mean it's the right choice. But that's kind of what I'm sensing here, is someone being like, well, I should just project that this person has rejected me so that I can be in control of when and how they reject me. And because it's somebody who's so afraid of rejection, and they're projecting that you're going to reject them, that they're saying, okay, if I just, if I, can project that onto myself, then I'm in control of it. So even though they don't actually know that you've rejected them because you haven't, said that you reject them, because if you said that to somebody, then, you have rejected them. But this is somebody I'm sensing where they're just so afraid that it's going to happen that they're trying to control how and when it happens so that the pain is less, is what I'm sensing here. So let's see what's under the deck. So, yeah, exactly. So, So what's underneath the deck, which shows the person's true feelings, is that they want to approach you, but they just feel so afraid. And they feel so, the Page of Cups is the lowest level of emotional security that there is. And with it in the reverse, this is somebody who's afraid to approach you in even the smallest of ways because they are afraid of this tower. With the tower in the reverse, they don't want to approach you with a love offer. Yeah, they're heartbroken. There could have been a third party. You could be dealing with a Cancerian. But yeah, this is somebody who feels like, because this person, I'm so afraid of this person breaking my heart and hurting me, I just shouldn't, they feel like they don't want to rush forward. But it's really just a confidence issue, is what I'm sensing from this reading. It's not even about you. It's just about the fact that they are lacking in confidence. They're feeling maybe down on themselves. Maybe they're receiving negative feedback or projection from other people. And this is causing them to, channel that into this situation, because that's how energy works. Is that if we accept it into our life, it channels itself into and through most of the circumstances in our life, even if it was originally, unrelated to that particular issue. So, with the Temperance here in the reverse to the Six of Pentacles, this could be somebody who is really anxious. They could be dealing with some kind of issue here. I'm seeing the Scales. They could be dealing with something legal, wanting to make things fair and just. So maybe they're thinking that if they can do that with you, maybe if they can approach you in some kind of a way to make things right. But I almost feel like that there could be an element here of time because of the anxiety, because anxiety is often related to time. This person wants to come in and give you something, or try to even things out between the two of you, make things right, make things balanced, but they're anxious because they're worried that maybe their timing in doing so won't be soon enough or something. With the Strength in the reverse to the Ten of Wands in the reverse, yeah. And again, strong Leo. So this is somebody who, they just feel like they can't hold up against the pressure anymore. I feel like they're just giving in. I don't think that this is necessarily somebody who doesn't care for you or has given up on you. It's just that they're giving up in terms of, I feel like this could be somebody who's bearing a lot of burden right now, and they just feel like, I can't even try. But with the infinity symbol here over their mind, I feel like what this is saying is that even though they're feeling very fatigued at the moment, their mind is not going to let them give up on you. That even if they decide in their will or in their ego that like, oh, I'm going to give up on the situation, I'm just going to, let this go, their thoughts are still going, like their heart will still draw them back to you. What's in their heart and what they truly want. And the fact that they love you and that they think of you, they'll be drawn back to you. And with the Page of Wands here, I feel like this is somebody, I'm seeing this little like itty bitty, like branch, like the little leaf on the end of the branch, and he's looking at it. This is somebody thinking, well, I'll just start over new with somebody else. But that's not what they really want. This is again with the Moon in the reverse here. This is all about this person trying to come out of insecurity and doubt. It's that they really do love you, but that they just feel like they are not going to be able to. They feel so over. I mean, the thing that makes me sad is that this whole reading, what I'm sensing is that it's all just they're putting all the pressure as far as you. I'm not talking about the rest of their life, but as far as you, they're putting all this pressure on themselves. They're the ones assuming rejection. If like I've said, if you actually say to somebody, I don't like you, I reject you, leave me alone, fine, then that's a real rejection. So you shouldn't doubt that. But that's not what I'm sensing is the case here. I'm sensing that this person is just assuming this because they're carrying a lot of negativity, dealing with a lot of negativity in their own personal life, which is causing their thoughts to be altered by that negativity into perceiving, perceiving this situation with you through the filter of that. Like it's literally other people putting those feelings of negativity inside of them and then causing them to perceive the situation with you through that lens, which makes me really sad because that's not, that's the way that we lose out on chances in life, is when we don't master our minds, when we don't spend time in devotional prayer and meditation, and so we're not in control of our own mind and our own perception of things, and we don't have a connection to spirit and to God, and that's strong enough to the point that we can be tricked and fooled by the projections of the wickedness and people in this world. And this is how they can rob us of the things that we're meant to have. This is one way, is by convincing us that we are not good enough for the things that we want, and skewing our perspective of the people in our lives by projecting energies into our lives. So actually I want to do the other oracle deck first, and I'm going to be getting a few new ones soon, guys, so that'll be awesome. That'll be like changing the way I do my readings. So universe, what can you tell me about Virgo's person and how they feel towards Virgo? Yeah, recognition in the reverse. This could be somebody feeling very, very unappreciated. Maybe they feel like they've put a lot into this connection, or maybe they feel like they've given. We had the Six of Pentacles here. Yeah, they feel like they've given and they're not being appreciated, or they feel like giving up because they feel like what no matter what they do, they don't get any credit for it, kind of thing. That's what I'm sensing. And if this is a masculine, if this is a man, then that's very strong in the male character, is this desire to labor to you know, to help the feminine and to help women and give them things that they want and need, but then they want to feel appreciated. And this could, you know, and that's very much a strong influence in a man's self-esteem in relationship to romance, is does he feel appreciated for what he does? So that could be this, but also I feel like in the reverse, with recognition in the reverse, this could be them just not recognizing the truth, like their powers of perception are sort of in the reverse. So that could be something that you should think about. Maybe if you know, if you could find a way to, you know, show this person appreciation, if you have a way to do that, you know, or maybe just, you know, even just pray for them and do what you can to, you know, sort of send that energy that way. Or universe, is there anything else for my Virgo's person? Intuition. Yeah, I'm seeing this lightning bolt hitting this person's head of intuition. Like, this is somebody who, yeah, worthy. This is someone who needs to know their worth and to feel that they're worthy. But with intuition, I feel like this is saying that something's going to come to this person to make them suddenly see what's been going on. And even your prayers will have the power to do that. If you pray for this person and for this situation, you know, it sends energy towards them that that can help them to be strengthened, to receive grace, and to have their perception heightened to a higher level of frequency, to where they can see more through the eyes of love rather than through, you know, condemnation, essentially. So I would say pray for them, and pray for them to receive clarity, for their mind to be covered, you know, and depending on the religion that you practice or whatever spiritual discipline you practice, you know, I would say, you know, that their mind would be covered by the blood of Christ, or, you know, whatever it is that you ascribe to. So universe, is there anything else about, yeah, no one understands me but you, but it's in the reverse too. I feel like this is saying that this is an opportunity for this person to understand even deeper how valuable your relationship is, by you, you know, showing them that you care for them and that you support them even when it seems like nobody else does. I feel too like this person understands that already, though. They understand that you bring a level of support and love into their life that no one else does. And so if there is like silence between the two of you right now, it is really harming them and their perception of self, because they are not getting support. Yeah, they're not surrounded by supportive energies. I'd say that there's maybe even some infamy. Maybe they could be dealing with, you know, anger or accusation from people around them, and it overwhelms them. Without your loving support, they just feel like they just feel like they're giving up. It just makes them kind of fold. Universe, what advice do you have for my Virgos? And let's get another oracle card. What advice do you have for my Virgos and how they can help this person and help this situation? So the energy is gaining momentum. I would say that this is a good sign that no matter how things look at the moment, I think that as long as you keep prayers for this person up and do the best that you can, I think that everything is happening, you know, by the divine will. And even when things look like they've fallen apart, often it's just a part of the process. And here we see a fiery climax approaches. So I mean, what I'm perceiving, again with the lightning bolt here in the tower, that this person could be, because of the intense energy that this person is dealing with, that this could soon manifest in the sudden action from this person, the sudden approach, you know, because when you have all this pent up energy, it has to climax, you know, and release. And I'm sensing that's what this is going to be. What is this Page of Swords to the Eight of, what is this Page of Swords to the Eight of Wands in the reverse? Yeah, oh yeah, Knight of Wands here. So this person approaching, coming in, you could definitely be dealing with a fire sign. Lots of fire, also air. Also a Capricorn. Yeah, with the Tower, I'd say this is sudden action. Again, lightning bolt. Seeing the lightning bolt all over today. So, yeah, maybe this could happen during a storm, a literal storm. But I'm sensing that this person is going to come in shockingly, that something shocking is going to happen, or something is going to shock them out of their complacency and malaise, because I feel like that's kind of what's been going on, is that things have been hard, but it's been building up slowly enough that they're kind of becoming complacent, and I'm sensing that something might happen to just shock them into action and shock them into perceiving things truthfully. Yeah, because Knight of Pentacles, as we've seen a couple of times, is kind of like tepid movement forward. It's like tepid waters. You know, you can kind of go blind to your surroundings when things are that sort of like, you know, slow moving. Yeah, here you are with the Hermit and the Ten of Wands. So this is somebody coming in at the height of their stress. And I'm almost sensing like a conversation where they're like, you know, do you want to deal with me or what? Or, you know, do you care about me or what? Are you going to be there for me or what? You know, that kind of thing, like coming in like, do you love me or not? You know, because with the Hermit in the reverse, I'm sensing that, you know, they definitely have not been able to see how you feel and pick up on it. And they've been, you know, confused because of that. So, but with the Ten of Wands, it's like they're still at a high level of stress, but they're coming back from giving up to this place where they're like, okay, maybe I can pick this all back up and see if Virgo is still invested, because if they are, I can feel like I can still carry this burden, you know. What is this Eight of Wands in the reverse to the Devil in the reverse? Yeah, this is somebody who I'd say that they just felt like they couldn't handle the stress of fighting with you, maybe, is the reason why they haven't been coming in or communicating with you. Yeah, they couldn't handle the possibility of being rejected. And so they've just stood back and let you be single and let you do your thing, even though it really was not what they wanted. And here you are, the High Priestess. And they've been sad. They've wanted to reach out to you, but I'm sensing that they just felt like they couldn't handle it. It was just too much stress with whatever they're dealing with. What is this Devil in the reverse to the Six of Wands? Yeah, with the Ace of Swords, this is somebody coming in. And I'd say that they're going to be completely honest with you. Like, they're scared that if you found out this information, you know, through someone else, that even if you gave them another chance, that they might lose that chance. So they're going to come in and they're going to be like, I'm going to tell this person everything. I'm going to lay it all out, and maybe they'll hate me, you know. They're going to lay out all their dirty laundry and tell you everything that happened, because they don't want there to be any guesswork. They don't want it to be like, oh, you know, maybe she'll keep me, maybe she won't. Like or maybe, you know, they will keep me, maybe they won't. It's like they want to come in and they want a real invested future with you. If they're going to put their faith in you for a brand new start, they want it to be sound so that they can have faith that it will continue. You know, because yeah. Oh, wow. So with the Four of Wands to the Justice, I'd say that they actually want like a real future with you, like a solid legally, you know, they want a future with you. They want probably to commit to you. Yeah, here you are. But again, they're paranoid that if they didn't tell you everything up front, and you found out down the line that they would walk away, or that you would walk away. And so, yeah, I'd say definitely they want to commit to you for real. And so they're thinking, you know, like, I don't want to delay that happening. I just want to, like, I want to know ahead of time so that I don't get my heart broken again. So what is this Ten of Swords to the Sun? Yeah, with the Empress in the reverse, they feel like they don't want to lose you, but they're worried that they've lost their Empress. They feel like there aren't any options like you. You know, no one compares to you. You are the person that they could have real intimacy with, that they desire most of all. You make them feel strong and loved. They see you as their perfect match. Yeah. But they've just been hesitating because of their own, being stuck in their own head. So I'd say definitely lift up, you know, prayers for this person. And if you have a way to encourage them in the ways that we spoke about. Guys, I hope that this has blessed you, and I will speak to you soon.